All right, hello everyone, welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. Yeah, today we're just going to be continuing on with Gunforged content development. So as a reminder, I'm aiming to release Gunforged hopefully at the end of January, but that may get pushed to February depending on how it's going. But right now the main focus is to get the content done by the end of December. So basically to have the game content complete by the end of December. That leaves January and maybe February to finish up any final gameplay tweaks, finish up the balancing, integrate things like Steam achievements, all that good stuff, right? So that's what we're doing, and today we're just going to be continuing on that mission. So I believe on Saturday, was it Saturday? I did like a little impromptu stream where I started designing this slime enemy. So in this stream, we're going to be implementing the gameplay scripting for the slime enemy. And it's going to be interesting because the slime is going to split into two smaller slimes, which means I have to draw more variations of this. And then once those smaller slimes die, this little smiley face, which is work in progress, is going to fly out of the slime and rocket towards the player in an attempt to damage them. So that's the plan for the stream today. But before I get into it, I'd like to remind everyone that I've got all the ways that you can support me in the description below. So if you'd like to financially support me, I've got a couple of Udemy courses available for sale. Those will teach you how to build a complete game in the Godot engine. It's a great way, like I said, to financially support me, but it's also a great way to kickstart your Godot learning if you've been interested in learning how to use the engine. And otherwise, you could wishlist Gunforged and purchase that when that comes out in a couple months. And also, liking and subscribing to the channel is also very, very helpful. So yeah, with all of that out of the way, again, all those are in the description below. Let's get right into it. Hello, Luca. Welcome back to the stream. I haven't seen your yup message in a while, so welcome, welcome. Hello, Andre. Good to see you. Any plan for Christmas or New Year's Eve? No, just the usual, like hanging out with family and whatnot. I don't usually do anything for New Year's. Usually I'm just sitting at home, enjoying the solitude. I'm generally a very solitary person. I like my peace and quiet. So that's my idea of a vacation was just taking time off of work when I was working and just like staying at home. So yeah. Good morning, Tupa. Hello, Defected. Welcome back. Hello, Instakill Ann. Good to see you again. Welcome, welcome. All right. Hello, Rin. I'm doing well. How are you doing? So I've already got the slime somewhat implemented into here. And if you recall, I was doing this animation, which actually turned out decent. I actually forgot what that looks like in game. Maybe I'll just boot up the game real quick and see. Yeah, that doesn't look bad at all. Okay, I've got a lot of enemies in the graveyard that scoot. And what I mean by scoot is that they don't have a continuous movement speed. It's that they, in accordance with their animation, they move. So I'll probably do the same for the slime. I've got 3 enemies now for the graveyard that have scoot animations. I'm kind of overdoing it with it, but scooting is fun, so... So I think what I want to do is let's get all the velocity and stuff in place first. I'm getting a little bit too ahead of myself. And once again, the cat right on cue is running around and meowing at the top of his lungs. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so there's our collision shape for the terrain collision. I almost forgot to change this too. Change the mask there to bits 1 and or bits, what is that, bit 1? Bit 0. Value 1 and value 16. 0 and 4. Anyway. Now I need a hurt box component. Add child node, collision shape. It's going to be a very straightforward collision shape. Or is it going to be straightforward? Maybe I should use a rectangle here instead. Yeah. We'll use a rectangle. Let's see. Collision shape. Just scoot that outward and shrink it a little bit. I think maybe I'll make it a little bit taller, just so that it covers some more of the animation, because it'll be like this kind of. Yeah, that ought to work. Yeah, that'll be fine. It's a little bit mismatched here. We'll see how it feels. That might look too obviously mismatched. So I may need to maybe use a capsule shape or something. Actually, you know what I'm going to do instead? I'm just going to do several circles. I think that's actually going to be a better strat. Yeah. Align it like this. Actually, I'm sorry, I keep going back and forth on this. I'm not accustomed to making weird shapes. Okay, we'll put one collision shape there, one collision shape there, and one collision shape there. Yeah, that will more closely match the player's expectations for a hurt box here. So that's fine. Let's put this up there. Cool. All right, and then we need a health component. Might get to go home soon. That's great news. That's awesome. I hope that you do get to go home. That's really good to hear. A lot of work lately and time zone didn't help. By the way, nice to see all the improvements done. Thank you, Luca. Yeah, no worries. I'm glad that you're able to make it to the stream, but, you know, I understand if you got other things to do. Of course, watching a stream is the sort of the bottom of the priority list. At least for me it is. So, always happy to have you here when you can join, no problem. Scoot W. Good morning, Azir. Yes. He has calmed down now. Looking forward to it. Your streams have really helped. I'm happy to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that. All right, so health component. So I've got so many components to add. I've mentioned this before. This is like the only downside really of the composition-based design, is that once you start getting a little bit more complex in, not complex, but you just start increasing the amount of functionality you have, you end up with a lot of boilerplate here. But I think I still prefer this boilerplate to the mess of inheritance that you'd get with a more traditional object-oriented approach. So there's trade-off, like that's just the thing with doing programming or just architecture, like technical architectural design in any sort of situation, is like there's always upsides and there's always downsides. There's no like silver bullet solution to a lot of things, which is sad, but it's fine. Nothing can be perfect. I'm just reorganizing these nodes here for my own sake. All right, how much health should this have? I actually don't know how much health these various enemies have. Let's see. We got to fix this guy too. He's got some Y sorting issues. 75. Let's see. What is the mushroom? 50 for the mushroom. How much is the skeleton? 60. Okay. Zombie 75. Mushrooms 50. What would be a good health for the slime? I think I'm gonna do 65 because it's gonna spawn smaller slimes that are also gonna have health. So the total amount of health that it has before you finally kill it is gonna end up being cumulatively more health than anything else, really. But we'll start it out at 65 and we'll see how that feels. Velocity component, acceleration coefficient. Let's jack that up to 15. And then I need a pathfind component. Velocity component there. Okay. I need a knockback component. Main velocity component, health component, hurt box component. All right. Am I good to go now? Can I start writing the code, please? Okay. Okay, I think I may be missing one or two things here. Default hit audio component, of course. Hurt box, health. What else? Shadow component. Oh, how could I forget the shadow component? I should create like a, you know what I should do is I should create like a tool script or something that can create an entity template for me with all of these things pre-configured. And then I can add and delete from that as necessary, but it's like too late now. I'm like almost done with the game. But I do have something like that. I have a tool script for gun parts where I can just type in the name of the gun that I want to create and it creates all the resources and all of the scenes for me. And then I just have to go in and update the art assets and the stats and whatnot. So, you know, you should definitely consider doing that if you're working on a bigger game, is like add some developer tools to make your life a little bit easier. Here I have not done that, so. All right, shadow, let's make it, I've got to give it a bigger radius, but then turn down the scale Y. There we go. Okay, all right. Okay, I think we're good. Script, let's go ahead and start writing this. Game.entity. Is that right? Do I have game.entity? Oh, my rat is in the wrong namespace. Game.gameObject. That's been wrong for a while, huh? Let's build that and see if there's any issues from that. Good morning. Good morning to you, Eric Grove. Have you played Path of Exile 2 yet? So good. I'm a merc. Yeah, so I have played a lot of Path of Exile 2. That's basically all I was doing all weekend. I also started prototyping a game idea that came to me, but I'm not ready to share exactly what that is. It may end up taking the place of the multiplayer game I was going to make, but I still want to make the multiplayer game, so I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, which one do I do? That's why I'm prototyping it, though, to see if it's, because I'm fairly certain that the multiplayer game I want to make is going to be good. So it's just a matter of prototyping this idea that came to me and see if that's going to be better. Because again, I'm kind of in a situation where I have to think about what's gonna make a lot of money in terms of make money in the least amount of time, development time possible, because of my budget constraints. But anyway, that's a tangent. I have played Path of Exile. I'm doing a minion witch. I've done the Infernalist Ascendancy, and I'm basically just putting all my points into minions and maxing out spirit on my gear and all that good stuff. It's a lot of fun. I'm having a blast with it. I'm using the what am I doing? I've got Flame Wall. I'm using Flame Wall, which gets ignites on enemies and whatnot, and then I'm using the poison command arrows from the skeletal snipers to do bursts of explosions, and it's doing huge amounts of damage. And I've got what's it called, the summon raging spirits or whatever from my flame ability. So it's just minion city. I love it. I love it. I love it. How are you liking it? Or you said you said it was good. Are you liking the mercenary? How much prep do you do before streams, and how often do you work on the game while not streaming? I don't do any prep before streams. Usually I already have a good idea of what I'm going to work on for the morning. And if I don't, I will spend 5 or 10 minutes beforehand thinking about what to work on. But yeah, mostly like this is just the organic process. Like what I'm doing here is what I would be doing if I'm not streaming. There's no special planning that goes into it. This is exactly how I would work on the game if no one was watching. So yeah. And how often do you work on the game without streaming? I usually do, after I'm done streaming, I usually do a couple of additional hours in the afternoon and then a couple of additional hours in the evening. So I would say anywhere from like, well, probably about 6 hours a day in total that I work on it. Hello, I've seen that sometimes you use this.getPlayer or this.getMain. Is that C# extensions? Yeah, those are extension methods, so I can actually show you. So this.getPlayer, this is a node extensions that I wrote. This would actually be a good tip for anyone using C#. You can write your own node extensions to help you access things in the tree. So when I have this.getPlayer, this is just a node extension that, an extension method rather, that just calls getTree, getFirstNodeInGroupPlayer. And this in itself is an extension method that takes the name of the type and uses that as the group name. And then in my player here, what I'm doing when I initialize it is called this.addToGroup, which is another extension method which adds the node to the group using the type name. So this is just a really nice way of like just, I want to get the player type in the tree, and the way it does that is it just assigns a group name that equals the name of the type, and then I can write all these nice extension methods. And I've got all kinds of things like that just to make my life a little bit easier. I've also done some raycast helper methods, so like raycast terrain is something that I can do, which I guess I'm not really using. I keep forgetting this is there, but anyway. Great stuff. The game is solid. I'm still early in level 10, but having such a great time. Yeah, it's fun. There's a little bit of rough edges, but I'm very confident they're going to be able to fix those things. Mercenary's a hoot. It's like playing an arcade top-down shooter. Yeah, it does look fun. Hello, Wither King. Welcome back to the stream. I could freeze and shatter, then use incendiary, shoddy. You can combine skills so each shot type can chain with the other. That's what I really like. I like how dynamic the combat system is. A lot of people are complaining about it being slow, but honestly, I think that might just be the people that are having problems with the game being slow. Probably it's that there's something wrong with their build, or they're using skills that are a little bit undertuned, because I'm having a good time. Like, I'm not killing pacts super fast, but if I set up my abilities in the correct way, then my clear speed is actually pretty decent, and I'm having a good time. And having to think about dodging things and avoiding enemy attacks and positioning correctly adds so much to the gameplay experience. Like, Path of Exile 1 is fun, but it's like, at some point, it's just like the monsters are basically just like placeholders. They just end up being loot pinatas, and you have to smash as many pinatas as possible to get your gear. And like, if you're not killing the white mobs instantly, then you're not playing the game right. And that always kind of rubbed me the wrong way. It's like, okay, so the whole point of the game is to go as fast as possible and to kill things as fast as possible. It's not really a game at that point, is it? It's just like a zoom. It's like a racing game, which is fun. It's still fun, but finally catching a stream live. Hello, David. Welcome. Good to see you here. Thank you. I also seen that sometimes you also send getTree to some of your event, I think. Is that expensive? Is that because you cannot access the scene tree during those events? Yeah, so in those, like the bullet creation event, let's pull that up. Bullet creation event. So yeah, base game event. This extends ref counted so that the event can be passed along in signals and marshaled by Godot, because ref counted ends up being a variant which can be passed through the Godot API. But because these are just ref counted, they're not nodes, they don't have access to the scene tree. And an easy way around that is you pass in a reference to the scene tree here, which shouldn't be expensive because it's just a reference. And then I can access things about the scene tree and modify the scene tree, even though these game events are not nodes themselves, right? So I think that works great. I think that's a great way of like, because like these things, imagine if I had to make these things nodes, like where would I put them? Like I got to make an event a node or somehow put it inside the scene tree. Like that doesn't make sense, right? But providing a reference to it, now I can do things, right? I can spawn things into the tree. And because my node extensions are in place, I can easily locate the player and everything. I'd love to play D4, but I don't think I'd be allowed to set up a PlayStation here. Yeah. Did you say you had a Steam Deck, Rin? Or am I hallucinating that? Hello, Ariane. Hello, world. That's how everyone should join the programming streams. Hello, world. Anyway. Let's get to programming some of this slime here. Private delegate state machine. I have my iPad and MacBook Pro here, gotcha. Somebody else must have been talking about the Steam Deck then. Okay, state machine, so I need to have state normal, enter state normal. What I also want is private void set is moving. This will be the flag that determines if it should move. Oops, private bool. Pathfind component dot this dot get player. Global position, pathfind component dot follow path, else velocity component dot decelerate. Okay, now I need the process method. I've done this many times, can you tell? I'll still forget to do something though, watch. Gotta add my states, state machine dot add states, enter state normal, or no. State normal first, then enter state normal. State machine dot set initial state, state normal. Okay, I think that's going to be basically what needs to happen. I'm probably forgetting something. I probably need a facing component. Let's put that there. Node to scale, visuals. Okay. I need a reference to that component. Target position override. Global position plus velocity component dot velocity. Okay. So now we need to add those function calls to the animation player to toggle the is moving on and off. So in here, animation player, add call method track on the slime. Let's do set is moving to true. we'll set is moving to false here. And we'll set is moving to true here. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at how that works. I'm sure I've messed something up, but that's why we're running the game. Okay, I think that's looking fine. I'm gonna change the velocity component max speed, but turn down the acceleration component, or the acceleration coefficient rather. And we'll see how that looks. That might look a little bit more natural. Wow, he's fast. The hit flash does not appear to be working. Oh, because I never assigned the health component. So we'll assign that there. I am going to turn down the velocity a little bit. Maybe even turn down the acceleration coefficient as well. Let's see how that looks. I think it's a little bit off. I think maybe I should just get rid of this second keyframe here. See what that does. It's going to move a little bit slower as a result, but yeah, I think that looks better, but I am going to turn that velocity back up now. Since there's less time, less total time that the slime is moving. Cool. Yeah, I think that's looking good. Okay, now the slime needs to have some kind of attack, which I haven't put that much thought into. Hello, Vishal. Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. Hello, Brian F. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you again. Coming along nicely than when I first saw you drawing the slime. Thank you. Yeah, it's coming together. I'm gonna do some changes to it, but I think it's fine. So now it needs an attack. Maybe it'd be interesting for it to just shoot bullets every time it gets to like this stage. What should I make it do? Do I want to make it do a charge attack? It'd be interesting for it to shoot a bunch of artillery out while it's moving, but I already have a bunch of artillery attacks. What would be interesting? I think, yeah, maybe like shooting bullets in a pattern of some kind. Maybe like a circular pattern or something. I wonder what it would look like if I did bullets in each of the cardinal directions. That might be interesting. Yeah, I think I might try that. Spit out puddles of slime that slow the player. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. I don't have any statuses that modify the player behavior at all. And so I don't know if I should introduce that at this point in the development. So let's try attack maybe. Or let's try some bullets. Let's see what happens. Resource preloader. So we'll add the resource preloader here. Enemy bullet. Okay. I'm just gonna see where I'm using this. I'm gonna copy this. Copy this, boom. Int I equals 0, I is less than 3 or 4, I plus plus. Global position is equal to, let's get a reference to the, first of all, we need a reference to the resource preloader. Then we need a node reference to the hurtbox component. Oops. Hurtbox component global position direction. We're going to do this. We're going to do vector2.right.rotated degrees I times 90. And then bullet initialize gun stats, make enemy gun stats in direction. Sweet. Okay, and then we're going to call this attack as part of the animation. So this slime is going to be relatively simple in terms of its attack, but again, I want to make it split into smaller slimes when it dies, which is actually going to be kind of tricky because I need to not decrement. So the way that the wave manager works is it counts all of the enemies that have spawned and also all of the enemies that have died. And when the enemies that have died is equal to the enemies that have spawned, then the wave is over, right? The problem is, like, the slime here is going to be dying, but then creating 2 new enemies. And so I have to make sure that those counts remain proper. So that's going to probably require a little bit of effort because I'm not quite doing that anywhere else. But should be all right. Okay, so in this animation here, I'm going to add another call method track. Just going to put attack right here. Start and end braces are the only thing I miss in GDScript. Yeah, it's kind of difficult to get used to like white space as part of the. Ooh, that's kind of good actually. I don't really like this knockback component, how much that's being knocked back. Default knockback speed. Knockback multiplier. Do I have some sort of knockback multiplier? No. So I'm actually going to change this. Private float knockback speed. We're going to set this to 80 by default. We'll get rid of that. And we'll put that in there. So now I should be able to modify that. And I'm just going to knock it down for the slime because like a bigger enemy should not be knocked back that much. That just looks weird. So let's put 40 in there instead. And let's see what that does. Yeah, that feels much better. Okay, I'm actually liking that. It's kind of a rapid attack, but it's very predictable. So it's kind of like a zone denial kind of thing. Sweet. All right, so let's do this. Initial work on slime behavior. So now we need the slime to spawn smaller slimes. Yeah, so that's going to be a little bit tricky. I wonder if I should just use the same entity, but flag it as small instead of recreating an entirely different entity. Let me think about that. Big thinking. Well, do I want... I mean, I guess it depends on if I want the smaller slimes to have different... I probably do. I probably should just create a new entity for it. It's going to be annoying because there's going to be a lot of similarities, but if I'm going to have a different speed and a different... Yeah, the shadow component is going to be different because they're going to be smaller. I'm just going to have to create a different entity for that, but let's do this first. Let's see if we can just get this working with just the slime that we have here. So what I need to do is, instead of allowing the died signal to propagate from the health component, what I need to do is I need to disable automatic death signal. So I need to check that, and then I need to hook into the in the health component here. I need to hook into the health depleted signal. So health component dot health depleted plus equals on health depleted. And what needs to happen in here is I need to create the entities in here. Now, I do have ways of creating entities, like in here, in this lowrider spider here. Where am I spawning spiders? Wow, there's a lot of code in this. These bosses end up being kind of complex, huh? Spider Centaur, here we go. So I'm adding this, I'm creating an entity spawner. Spawn entity spawner. On entity spawned. Okay. What is going on here? Oh, does the entity spawner have an animation player? It does. Okay, so the entity spawner... So there's kind of a roundabout way. So the entity spawner is responsible for marking the position on the floor where an entity is going to spawn. And then once the entity has been spawned, then this arena enemy manager, it listens for that, and then it goes and finds the health component on the entity and connects to the died signal. And this is where it also applies like the health scaling and all that. So I basically need to run all of this code bypassing the entity spawner here. So I think what I'm going to do is this entity spawner. I mean, it would be kind of a waste to instantiate the entity spawner and then like immediately force it to spawn, because then I'm instantiating an extra scene that I don't need. But I would have to copy and paste this code into the arena enemy manager. And I don't really want to move this code into the arena enemy manager, because then it's like, now this entity spawner becomes dependent upon the arena enemy manager existing, which is not something that I want to happen. The other option is I could turn this into a global game event instead of a signal attached to this entity spawner, and then I can just emit the entity spawned game event from anywhere that I want, and then I can listen to that in the Arena Enemy Manager here and leave this code in place. Is that going to be the best option? Is that going to be the best option? Let me think. Yeah, I don't know. Mostly coded in assembly for work, not much in the way of the layout. Not much in the way of layout there either. Oh yeah, I guess that's true, huh? One health relation question: does sitting all day give regular heartburns? Do you get those? How do you get rid of them? No, I don't have any issues with heartburn, which is surprising because I eat quite a bit of McDonald's. I think, yeah, I mean, I don't really have problems with that. I also don't eat breakfast, so I don't know if that helps. Yeah, I mean, I guess I just don't eat a whole lot, generally speaking. I don't eat breakfast. My lunch is either McDonald's, as mentioned, or I have like pre-made meals that I get that are usually like meat and vegetables. And then for dinner, it's usually either steak or bacon or, again, meat and vegetables. That's basically it. I don't really like snack throughout the day or anything either, so I don't know if that's helpful at all. So do I want to do a global event for this? Do I want to do a global event? I mean, the problem is that I still have to, well, I guess I really just need this code here. Maybe I should do a game event for this. Signal, public, delegate, void, entity, spawned. Entity spawned event. Okay. Entity spawned event. Okay. I forgot that I had this mint. Entity died from poison. Okay. Public static void emit entity spawned. Entity spawned event. Instance dot emit signal name. Entity spawned. Entity spawned event. Okay. So now in this entity spawner, where did that go? In here, game events dot emit entity spawned, new entity spawned event, tree equals get tree, entity equals entity. We'll get rid of this entity spawned signal there, and then in my Arena Enemy Manager here, actually, you know what? Maybe I should leave that signal in place because it's going to be useful to know when this specific entity spawner, because this is a global event, so I don't have any way of knowing which specific entity spawner was responsible. But now with this, and that the reason I still need that is because I want to listen for that here, for instance, in the lowrider spider. So I know specifically that this entity was spawned as a result of the lowrider spider. So I'll actually leave both of those in place. It's not going to hurt anything. But for the purposes of the arena enemy manager here, I can actually get rid of this here. And I can put this in the ready method. Callable.from entity spawned event. Okay, and then here, okay, and now I've fixed it. So the whole reason I did that is because now I can go into my slime and I can create those entities here. So again, I'm just gonna start by creating more copies of the slime here. So if I show this in file system, copy this path, var entity is equal to gd.load, packed scene, paste that there, dot instantiate or null node 2D. This dot get base level dot entities dot add child entity. I do want to entity global position is equal to global position. This dot get base level entities add child entity. I want to also do this plus vector 2 dot right dot rotated degrees mathutil dot rng dot rand f range 0 360, just to separate if it's gonna spawn two entities on top of each other. They need to have some way of separating. So we'll do that twice. And then what I can do here is game events dot instance dot game events.emit entity spawned, like so. New entity spawned event. Tree equals get tree. Entity is equal to entity. Okay, and then the final thing to do is to do that health component dot emit died. So again, I'm not auto emitting the died signal from this health component. I'm handling the health depleted so that I can do some final things on death and then emit that there. Let's see if that works, I suppose. Hello again, Andre. All right. Is this going to work? Let's find out. I also have to make sure that the normal flow of the game is still working with all those changes made. So we'll see. Ooh, look at that. So they're endlessly splitting, but it's working fine. So I'm gonna need some kind of death animation. The standard death animation is not gonna work. So I typically use like Gibinator component is what I call it, but the slime is not composed of parts, and so it's gonna look weird if I Gibinate it. So I actually need to probably introduce some kind of death particles for the slime death, which is gonna be fine, but I think that's working great. Let me just run through a wave or two of the dungeon real quick to make sure that the game logic still works with those entity spawn signals. Hello, Victor. Let On section 4 of your Godot C# course, lovely stuff. Oh, I'm on section 4 of your Godot C# course. Lovely stuff. Highly recommend to other Unity devs. Well, thank you, Victor. I really appreciate that. And yeah, again, for anyone, I'm going to use your comment as a shameless launching off point. For anyone that's interested in checking out the C# course or my GD script course, those are linked in the description below. They're great ways of supporting my work and also great ways for you to learn how to build a complete game in the Godot engine. So yeah, definitely check those out. But thank you for your message, Victor. Very much appreciate that. Okay, so this still appears to be working, so that's good. Oh my goodness. Those bones are doing no damage. Okay, yeah, that's definitely still working, so that's good. All right, well, just to get this working, let's just queue free for now. Implement death particles. But let's just queue free this. Okay, so now we need to draw a smaller slime. We're not done with the slime yet. When the small slimes die, they're gonna, like, the slime is like a multi-stage enemy, which is gonna be one of the more complex enemies. I don't really have multi-stage enemies anywhere in the game, but that might be something that I start to introduce more and more, especially for the 3rd level. Because again, the goal is to make the enemies actually more difficult, just from a gameplay standpoint, when you get further along in the levels. And more difficult doesn't mean like they need to become bullet sponges, right? I hate that in games where it's like, oh, turn the difficulty up and all it does is multiply the health values by 10, right? More difficult should be like, no, the enemies actually have like more attacks, they're more difficult to dodge, they're faster, right? So that's kind of why I'm taking more time to design enemies that are a little bit more complex, is to hopefully serve that purpose. But okay, slime split implemented. So let's see if I can just quickly draw a smaller slime and then we'll get that working. Actually, before I go into drawing a smaller slime, I'm going to take a quick 2-minute break, refill my drink and all that good stuff. So again, if you'd like to support my work, please check out the links in the description below. All the ways you can support me are there, both financial and non-financial. And yeah, definitely check those out while I'm on the break. And I will be back in just 2 minutes and we'll draw a smaller slime for the 2nd stage of the slime enemy. Alrighty, I'm back. It wasn't quite 2 minutes, but that's all right. Victor says, thank you. I'm refining my Godot skills, and it does contain some great stuff from a full vertical slice of the game. Rarely I see such content. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think that's what I've always found, like, just in my own learning, you know, years ago, but also when I first started getting into Godot, is like, there are great tutorials, don't get me wrong, but there's not a whole lot of resources on, like, what does it actually look like to build a game from start to finish, like a game jam level game or something small like that. And so I'm glad that that approach to my course is valuable. It seems to be. I think a lot of people really like that format, so that's definitely the format that I'm going to be sticking with, rather than teaching a very narrow thing that may not be what it actually looks like in a full game. Just build the full game, right? Okay, so let's draw a smaller slime. Do I want to probably just do a different canvas here? How big is this guy? It's about 48 pixels, so 48 pixels wide. So maybe 32 by 32 is a good size. Maybe not, though. Let's do this. 48. 48. Yeah, let's do this. I still don't know about this, like, face thing. Gonna have to figure that out. Anyway, let's do this. That looks like a decent shape. I'm gonna get the outline drawn basically immediately here. Oops, that was my that folder was my little game test, my prototype, but that will remain hidden for now. Let's see, entity. I'll just follow the pattern I've got. I'll create a new folder for this. Slime small. All right, I'm just going to drag this over real quick to make sure I've got the size correct. I mean, it probably could be a little bit smaller, I guess. Although, maybe that, I mean, that does seem right about... that seems about right, maybe. In terms of, like, the volume. Yeah, I mean, I think I'll stick with that for now. We'll see. Vertical slice prototyping is super important, and when you're in tutorial limbo, you really miss that direction. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, now I gotta figure out how to recreate some of this. Okay, we'll just paint something there. I should have made this on a different layer. I'm just gonna make a mess out of my layers here. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing that I did last time. Paint over all this. Okay, now I can turn this opacity back up. Oh wait, was I supposed to... Oh, I suppose I also need to erase. What am I doing? Okay, I think I did this wrong. Oops. Yeah, I want to delete this. Okay, let's try again. Did I do that wrong? Oh, I'm lost. The overlapping parts need to be pink. It's not that hard. There we go. Okay, goodness, that took me more effort than it should have, but I think we made it. Okay. Now this, I wonder if I could just... Yeah, maybe just shape this up a little bit more. Oh, did I paint on the wrong layer? I'm losing my mind. I'm losing it. Okay, I think that's probably all right. Get some of these in place. I'm painting on the wrong layer again. Doesn't really matter, the layer's not terribly important. Okay. That looks all right. Wonder if I should add like a little bit of highlight, or maybe, I guess that color should be the highlight here. Yeah, in terms of the, I don't know what I should do about that face. I don't know what I should do about that face. That looks good. Actually, maybe I'll just do a single pixel out. Lots of trial and error, but I think that looks fine. Yeah, I don't know what to do about the face, like I said. I don't know. I don't know. I got the face in here. Trying to make it goofy, but it just doesn't look right. It just doesn't look right. I'm hunting for Godot specifics from a more experienced dev, and I was very pleased with that fix you did on the camera panning beyond the limits with no visual indication. Oh, yeah, yeah. Quite the headbanging I did some months ago, yeah. Good morning, Christopher. That looks great without the face. Yeah, maybe I'll remove the face or something. I still want there to be like a third phase attack, but I was trying to make it goofy. I don't know, does anyone have any suggestions for how to make it goofy without the face? Hello, Tangible. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Maybe I'll remove the face from this one too. I don't really know. Yeah, if I just I'm just gonna remove the face here. There we go. Go away. Okay, what does that look like now with everything in place? Oops. Okay. Oops. And we'll make this more rounded, I guess. Okay. I suppose that looks better. But now it's a problem of how do I inject goofiness into it? It's just a slime at this point. Add bones and swords inside. Yeah. Not sure if that's exactly the goofy, but make the face without the surrounding highlighting, just so that's eyes and smile. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. So basically just paint. Something like that. I see what you mean. Like that or something? Maybe a little bit more sophisticated than that. Wonder if I did, let's see. What if I just did like... Oops. Okay, this is annoying me. Something like this. Is that too much? Let's see. Oh my goodness. How's that? Maybe I'll move this mouth down a little bit. The face is inside the slime, not on the outside, so it has no external shading. Extra shading. How's that? Little bug-eyed slime. Creepy with the wide eyes, yeah. I don't know, how are we feeling about that? I think it's kind of goofy. I like it. It's like he's got bags under his eyes. And then for this, I still need to make this like shiny. I don't know if that's like the best place for it though. I think this shiny part here probably needs to be oriented differently. Oh yeah, that's not looking bad, if you ask me. I don't want to go overboard. I just want to see what different colors look like in here. No, I think that's probably fine. Can't help but see Eric Cartman. Dude, yeah, Eric Cartman, there we go. Can you make his eyes squint when he squishes, or is that too much? I could, but I just don't think that would be noticeable. It's going to be such a subtle thing that the player is not gonna see it. So I probably won't do that. Much better. We like this better. Yeah, this I think I like this. It's still goofy. He looks shocked that he's like of slime, but also it still looks bubbly and jiggly. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay. So now the question is, can I just take this face and directly lift it onto this one? He's gonna be a little bit squished. Okay. Let's let's make a different layer. I should be naming these layers, but maybe I will get rid of the mouth and just keep the eyes. Yeah, I think that'll work. Now this highlight here is not going to work. That looks fine. So he just doesn't have a mouth now. I mean, I guess I mean, there's no reason I can't include a mouth. I want that piece to be gone, though. There's no reason I can't include a mouth, I suppose. I just need to make this go down more. Now he looks like emaciated. Yeah, maybe I keep the, what do you got? He doesn't need the mouth. What do you guys think? Mouth or no mouth? So there's the mouth, and then there's no mouth. I think probably no mouth is fine, right? Oops. Put this back. Okay. Okay. One eye and no mouth since he splits. Interesting. Okay, so we've got another vote for no mouth here. So we could try one eye, maybe. Just put this on a different layer so I don't lose it. I don't know. What do we think about no eye? Or a one eye, I mean. I think I liked it better with the 2 eyes. It's a good suggestion, but I think I like this better. Yeah. Okay. All right, I'm feeling good about this one. It does look better, yeah. It's a good suggestion, though. Okay, so let's see. Slime small. So this is what he's going to be splitting into. Nice. Okay, so now we got to actually make the slime small here. How am I going to do this? I think I'll just start by, well, let me commit what I have. Actually, I'm going to see what this looks like in game first before I commit it. Oh yeah, that looks good. Oh, and then when they split, they're gonna shoot so many bullets. Okay. I like it. Okay, so we'll commit those things. Let's see. What are we doing? So I need to duplicate this slime. Duplicate. Slime small. Okay, let's open this up. Before I do anything else, I'm going to create a new... I'm going to copy this script almost verbatim here. Script, game object, slime small. Paste all this here, slime small. So it looks like a lot of repetition, which it is, but you know, it's just like this is better than the alternative. Okay, so we've got our slime small. Now I should be able to go in here and change a bunch of things. So let's see, the animation player lost its method call tracks, I think. Oh, no, it didn't. Oh, very nice. So now with this sprite here, I can just put the slime small, and I can, let's go to the reset animation. Okay, so we've got that. Can keep the collision shape, but I'm going to make this unique. Same for all these. Actually don't know if that applies if I do them all at the same time, so we'll just make unique, make unique, make unique, and actually I don't need all of these anymore. I just need... Actually, just that one is fine. I mean, I guess I could make it a little bit bigger, huh? 12. Yeah, that'll work. Now all these things are still connected. That's great. Shadow component doesn't need to be that big, so we'll shrink that. And turn up the scale Y a little bit. Can actually probably undo that. No, 0.3. There we go. Distance. No. Okay, so we've got basically the same animation. Health component, max health. We're going to turn this down to 40. We're going to turn off disable automatic death. Pathfind component, velocity component. We'll give it maybe, faster velocity. They move faster when they're slower. We do need that resource preloader actually. Okay. So now what I can do is I can go to my slime here. Add the slime small to it. And now I can load that up. So instead of doing this, resource preloader dot instance scene or null, slime small. Okay, let's see if that works. Oh, they're still splitting. Yeah, don't want that to happen. Why is that happening still? Oh, because I don't want to, in my slime small, I don't want to listen to this health depleted. I do need to listen to the died signal, though. Do I? Yeah. Okay, this should be fine. I should be able to actually kill these things now. Yep, okay, cool. Obviously need some effects there still, but I do want to update the slime small here, some of these components. Actually, those are already in a good spot. I think everything's positioned actually quite well. So I guess there's not really much that I need to do here. I can up that knockback speed back up. Yeah. Okay. Add small slime. So let's go ahead and create a death effect for this. So if I go to my slime, I think I have a component for this. Death particles component, yeah. So the death particles component, we're basically just going to make a big pink explosion for this. So let's go ahead and add GPU particles 2D. One shot on, lifetime 0.75. Interpolate off. Okay, so particles animation material. Drag that on over. Drag these particles here. New process material. Should probably put this on top of everything so I can actually see what's going on. Okay. Explosiveness needs to be 0.9. Spawn. Position, angle, velocity. Let's see. Direction, -1. Spread, -45, or -45, 35. Let's do that. Initial velocity, 50 and 200. Okay. Let's do some accelerations. Gravity, 800. Let's do 1200 actually. Then we'll bump this up. Okay, the lifetime randomness, 0.5. Turn down the lifetime there. That works. Okay. Display, scale. Scale curve. Let's do a min and a max of 0.5 and 1.5. New curve texture, zoop it up like that, and then have it go out. We'll turn this amount up to something like 20. Could probably make that scale even bigger on the high end. That's probably too big. Okay, we're going to set the initial angle here. And then we're going to do the animations. We'll assign a random frame to it. So where's that at? Display, animation, offset, min, max, boom, boom, boom. All right. Angular velocity. That works. Okay, now we need the color. Color initial ramp. Oh, where did it go? Interpolation constant. We've got at least a couple colors that I want to put in here. So I believe it's... that color, and then we can use the darker one as well. Oops. I think that's the same thing, right? Let's see. Yeah, it's the same thing. Okay. Okay, that's spawn. Now this needs to be a sphere. And then I don't want this, I want this draw order to be index. Honestly, you might not even need both colors. Probably we'll just do the pink because that just doesn't look right. So let's go ahead and do that. Just get rid of this one. Okay, we'll see if that's acceptable. So I need to get a reference to this. Node private death particles component, death particles component. Then here, death particles component dot play. All right, let's see how that looks, and then we'll copy that over to the small slime with minor changes, I suppose. Hello, Aniki, welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. I think that looks fine. Let's try it again. Oops, I don't know why I did that. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. So I'm going to copy this death particle components over. Paste. We'll have to see what it looks like in the actual graveyard arena. But this death particles component here, we're going to make this unique recursive. Okay, and then now that that's happened, I'm just going to go here and I'm going to change some of the scales here. Make it a little bit smaller. Okay, so I'll also need to grab a reference to that in here. Cool. Cool. So I'm going to need some kind of like death audio component. Default death audio component. Is that not being used anywhere? Oh, that's in the default hit. I'm confused. Oh, yeah. Okay, I need to add these default death audio component. So this default hit audio component will play persistent sound component on death. So I need to go in here in my slime, default death audio component there. Well, it's a lot of work. And then instantiate here, default death audio component. I'm gonna find out if this is being used correctly. Make sure that that's all set up the same way everywhere. I guess it would be easier just to go through the entities like this. Entity, here we go. Oops, that's the wrong thing. This guy doesn't even have a default hit audio component. Shameful. Okay. Always good to check these things, I suppose. Oh, there's the skeleton snake, the boss that I have yet to finish. Soon. I'm not using the living ossuary anymore. Should probably delete that. Okay, anyway. Everything looks good. So now the thing that I need to do is I need to actually add this enemy to the loot manager. So let's do not the loot manager. The enemy manager. So I've got my enemies in here. This living ossuary. Actually, how do I do this? Graveyard. Or dungeon arena, rather. How do I do my bosses here? Lowrider, Spider, Rat King. Okay, so the one with the lower weight comes first. Okay, so the living ossuary, we're going to yeet that guy. Enemy loot. What is it called? Enemy pool item component. So Zombie Tycoon, we'll load that. Weight 1 is boss, yes. Okay, so we've got skeleton, mushroom, skull, zombie appears on wave 6. I'm going to need probably another enemy type. Let's move this guy up to wave 7, and then let's do instantiate child scene, enemy pool item component. We're going to do slime, scene, quick load, slime, weight. Oh, what is the weight going to be? These all have equal weight. Why do they all have equal weight? Let's do 10. 10. Skull can be 5. Zombie can be 5. Slime can be 5, I guess. I'll have to play with that, I suppose. Minimum wave, we'll make that 11. And then let's just, for the fun of it, we'll go ahead and add the skeleton snake as the 20th wave boss. So even though it's not done, enemy pool item component, skeleton snake, weight 2 is boss, yes. Okay, cool. So I've added the slime to the table of enemies that can show up. So now I think what should happen is maybe I should just play through the graveyard arena as if I'm doing a normal playthrough, and we'll see how everything's feeling and looking, and see what's going on there. But configure enemy spawns for graveyard arena. Okay, let's go ahead and play through the graveyard and see what's going on here. Hello, Breckheck. Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. Hello, hello. All right, I'm gonna switch my guns here. Let's do. Oh, I gotta change this. Yeah, let me make a note of that. I've got so much stuff to do. No, not art, just code. It's a UI. So that's in progress. I have so many things in progress. That's done, actually. Create slime enemy. That's done. I guess I'm not going to do that third attack where the face comes out and charges towards you. Maybe I will, but I think probably splitting into 2 new slimes is good enough. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. Need some sound effects for these things. Okay. I should probably actually work through that to-do list, but anyway, let's do that. And then for the second gun, let's do sniper. Okay, here we go. Ouch, I'm already dying. Nice. Okay, ooh, I don't want beefy. Let's do Blood Brothers. Cow receiver. Look at that. Knockback. Let's try that. Eat my milk bottles. Dang, those milk bottles hit hard. And the knockback is nice. Ooh, I'm dying though. I'm probably gonna cheat. Well, maybe I shouldn't cheat. Where are my enemies? Maybe I should restrict enemy spawns to just being in this area here. Because if they spawn in the corner, they have to like pathfind around things. It's kind of weird. Heal 1 health after each wave, but lose the ability to collect health globes. Let's do Zap. I know I'm low on health here, but... Ooh, no, I don't want any of these things. I think this is where the skulls can start spawning. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm getting surrounded by skeletons. Oh, there's a skull. Now the problem with the skull is they get up against the wall there and you can't hit them because they're hitboxes inside of the terrain. So I gotta figure out what to do about that as well. There's mushrooms. Imaginary friend, that would be a good one to have. Let's do that. Do I want to scramble a gun? Let's do it. Well, I will not say that that was an upgrade. Oh, that was definitely not an upgrade. Alright, well, we'll see what happens. the circling around strategy doesn't work in this map. At least not that well, because you're just going to be shooting the terrain. I can use the terrain to my advantage, though, which is actually really nice. Just take it slow. I'm on 1 health. Problem is, those bullets can go across terrain, so you're not gonna have such an easy time. Oh, I almost died right there. Okay. All right. We're just gonna take it easy. Okay. Whew. I need some health. Give me some health. Every 40 stacks of poison. I need health. Let's do zap again. Fire rate goes up. That's a good one. Shock. Let's do shock there. Poison there. Getting some non-pasteurized milk with the poison status. Okay, let's see if this goes a little bit better for me now. Go, Phantom Gun. Oh. Oop, hello. Almost died right there, that's alright. Man, this level is much harder than the dungeon level. Alright, wave 6. I need to at least... Oh, there we go, thank you. Whew. Okay. I haven't gotten any health globes yet. I've got a full cow gun! Look at that! Too bad there's no bonuses, because the dev doesn't know what he's doing. Okay. Oh, but it's a lot more inaccurate. Well, that's alright. I can get up close to these, the mushroom guys because their attacks are relatively slow. So I can get up in their face. I don't need to worry so much about the lack of accuracy. Oh, I was not expecting him to shoot that quickly. Those skulls are so hard because they just shoot a flurry of bullets at you. Okay. Oof. Use the terrain to my advantage. Okay. Dang. I need some health real bad. Why is no health dropping? Okay, well, I'll take Berserk. That's gonna help me. 5 rune slots. Dang. 6 rune slots. Ooh, that's a big DPS increase. Oh, but it's lightning. Well, we'll try it. Okay, now we got some DPS going. It's because of that Berserk. I'm doing, what, 225% more damage? Oop, there's a zombie. Zombie turtle. Oh man, this is so... I just want to get to the boss. Like, I just want to get to the zombie tycoon or the mausoleum magnate. That's all I want. That's all I want. I'd be playing a little bit more aggressively if I had health, but I've been stuck at 1 health for like this entire game. It'll be nice to have a project logo in either the top or bottom letterbox of your stream where the ping pattern is and occasionally banners show up. Oh, the Gunforge logo? Ooh, Secret Service. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I could put the Gunforge logo on there. Wow, 7 rune slots. Why is there so many rune slots? Alright, so I've got some temporary regenerating health. Bonus will moo every X seconds and emit a cloud of toxic methane gas periodically. That's funny. I gotta think about how to... I still gotta do some thinking on differentiating bonuses. Or differentiating gun parts, I mean. I still gotta do some work on that, but that's alright. I have to say, though, I think this graveyard looks much, much better than... It's not done yet, but it looks much better than what the old graveyard looked like. I've still got my bodyguard. Oh, I don't have my bodyguard anymore. Oh no, he's still there. How did I dodge all that? Am I immune? Let's test it out. Well. Nope, I'm not immune. My bodyguard still took damage. All right. Surgeon, heal 1 health. I can't... Ooh. Gain 2 max health, but I need the health. I really do. I'm going to take it, even though that's going to screw over my... Ooh, that's a big damage increase. And bleed, too. Ooh, that's a damage increase. Okay, all right. All right, I'm feeling a little bit better now. I've got a Secret Service. I've taken Beefy, which has reduced my movement speed, but that's all right. I've got 2 dashes, so I should be all right. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Who made this game? Oh, there's a health globe. Oh, there's a health globe. Oh, there's a health globe. Yes, thank you. Okay, I'm feeling good about where I'm at now. I'm feeling good. Ugh. Thank goodness those, I made those, like little flying bullets that the skulls emit. I made those a very forgiving hitbox, so you're basically not going to get hit by them unless you're like really on top of them. Okay. Actually, I should check that. Yeah, they've got a 3 pixel radius. So... Ooh, I can do a heart sacrifice. Combustion, increase stamina, beefy times 2. I'm not doing beefy times 2. Are you crazy? Let's take stamina increase. That's a big upgrade. That receiver is always an upgrade. Let's put oil there. No, bullet split. Yes. Okay. What's up here? Surgeon, tag your it. Ooh, let's do that one. Yeah, get some movement speed back. Okay. I think this is the zombie tycoon. The mausoleum magnate. Oh. Ow. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, dude. I'm getting sclounced by my own boss. Okay, you stay there. I'm not... Game sucks. I collected 6 gold. What's with the gold drop? Something's wrong. This game is... There's something wrong. That's the only reason I lost. Is that a turtle with an axe flipping at you? It's not an axe. It's got a like a... it's got a grave... Sorry, I'm laughing at Christopher's comment. It's got a gravestone sticking out of its back. It's just a zombie... let's see if I can pull it up. It's like a zombie turtle. Oh, I can't. It's just a zombie turtle with like a gravestone on its back. But yeah, it flips into the air and falls down. Smacks you. Yeah. OMG sklounced, yeah. That was my favorite skit for Key and Peele. Yeah, it was my one of my favorites too. With me and my buddies, we would always say that. Drax them sklounced. And we just kind of started using that in place of like wrecked, you know? Oh, I got sklounced by that. I think that's one of the funniest skits of all time. Anyway. But that boss fight felt pretty good, actually. Assembled stat labels versus... I don't know why this is happening. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Assembled gun ingot. Yeah, for some reason this is happening. I don't know why. I gotta figure out where that's coming from. But yeah, that boss fight felt really good. I mean, the graveyard felt really good in general. I took a lot of damage early. That was the problem, because then I had to play really conservatively to not die. But I had a good amount of health. I should have been able to beat the boss. I was just... Like, I didn't feel like the boss was being unfair. I was just... I don't know what it is. It's just, I guess I gotta just get good. Because I obviously know his attacks. I know his attack patterns. I wasn't positioning correctly, because I would dash into him, and then he would immediately spawn the $ bullet attack, and then I'd get hit. And that happened like 3 times. So... Yeah, I think that boss fight is really fun, actually. I'm very happy with how it feels. And it definitely feels like a skill-based thing. Like, I should have been able to do that. That's a boss fight that I should be able to do without taking damage, but because I wasn't positioning myself correctly and I wasn't paying attention as much as I should have, I just ended up taking a bunch of damage. So, that's how I want the boss fights to feel, so that's good. Feels like just the right difficulty, and I don't even have... I guess I do have a lot of the tree filled out here, but I don't have this one, for instance. So if I increase my base health by 1, that could help a lot. If I got the little loot goblin, that could help a lot. Yeah, got to think some more about some of this stuff. Lots of playtesting to do, lots of balancing to do, but I think I probably want to add one more enemy type to... We didn't get to see the slime in action at all, which is unfortunate, but I want to add at least one more enemy type to the graveyard as well. In addition, of course, to the second boss, which is the skeletal snake, which I have to make a video for. Yeah, it's coming along. So, one more enemy type for the graveyard. Finish the boss, the level 20 boss. Do a bunch of playtesting. Get it all balanced well, and then start building out the 3rd level, which includes like the art. And again, this is kind of where I'm thinking with the 3rd level here. So, what did I call it? Void Arena or something. Void Arena, yeah. So this is kind of what I'm thinking for the 3rd map. This is work in progress, but so in the same way, so like the dungeon is very easy. It's just a square. You can move around freely, right? But the graveyard is a little bit more constricted because you have got those quadrants that are blocked off. But then for this Void Arena, which I'm just throwing together very randomly here, actually I can load it up. This one is going to have a very like amorphous shape to it with a lot of gaps and stuff that can be shot over but can't be walked through. And so you're not going to be able to just like go around in a circle necessarily, because you're going to have to dodge. It's not just a circle, right? You're going to have to modify your pathfinding. So this is still work in progress. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what this should be thematically, but this is kind of what I'm thinking in terms of the mechanics of the third level, and then we'll add a bunch of, got to do 2 bosses for this level, and then probably 6 or 7 enemy types for this level as well. Then, of course, after that, got to add more passives, more affixes, figure out a way to differentiate the gun parts a little bit better. So there's a lot to do here still in the time that I've got remaining to develop. But again, my goal is to have all that content done by the end of December, which should be doable. I got 1 more enemy for the graveyard, 1 boss for the graveyard to finish. And then, yeah, it should be doable. Probably will be like just at the end of December by the time I have all that content done. And then the month of January will be spent just tweaking, playtesting, balancing, prototyping, changes to mechanics, and all that kind of stuff. And the drumstick arm, yeah, from the zombie dying laughing right now. Yeah, it's glanced. I love that so much. All right, so let's see. What do I got in here? Why is that changing the UID randomly? I don't know, but I guess I'll accept it. Random changes. All right, well, that's going to be it for the stream today, though. Thank you all again for joining. Always a lot of fun. Always nice to have you here. Along 50% bug tax to your timeline. Yeah, I mean, the nice thing is that the core gameplay systems haven't really changed. So the only bugs that are really going to come up are, and I'm probably jinxing myself by saying this, but are going to be related to like the new passives that I'm making. But the passives are so siloed and so isolated that it's good. Like a bug that appears is going to be just relegated to that specific piece of content. And so it's going to be easy to identify and potentially easy to fix, but I don't know. But all the major systems have like not changed very much at all. So I'm pretty confident that they're solid. But we'll see. Yeah, there might be quite a substantial bug tax, but anyway, yeah, that's it for the stream today. Thanks again, everyone, for watching. Again, all the ways that you can support me are linked in the description below. I've got my Udemy courses available. So if you're interested in learning how to build a complete game in the Godot engine, please check those out. It's a great way to financially support me and a great way to get started learning Godot. And what else? Yeah, you can sign up for my email newsletter at firebelly.com. I'll be writing another update for this week to that email list. And yeah, like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll be back at it streaming again tomorrow at roughly the same time, 10 o'clock Eastern time. So hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right.